Okay. So next, what I want to explain to you is about the basic data structure in Python. Um, this is very important when you do it data science. Okay. So there are some data structures that I will explain here, such as array, and this array is represented in a type of list. There are any other data structure which is tuple, dictionary, and sets. So we will learn all those things. Yeah. And those basic data structure will be the basis for analyzing any data format. So you will use this one later in your data science. So what is list? Okay. A list stores a series of items in a particular order. Series of items. So it is like, you have the item 1, item 2, item 3, and so on. And you will write it in the square bracket. You can access the items using an index or within a loop. So if you understand array, it's the same. Okay? And also you can use loop to check the item. And note that the index of list in Python start from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3 until n minus 1. Let's see. I have colors. It is a variable. So as I mentioned to you, in Python, you don't need to define the data type. So you can just make a variable. And in this case, the values are in the type of list. How do you know that it is a list? Because we use the square bracket. Okay. So in between the square bracket, we have 3 values: red, blue, and green. They are string. How do we know that they are string? Because they are using the double quote. Okay. So if you run this one, oh, nothing. Yes, nothing to see because it is just to define the variable. So if you want to see the result, you can call the variable names and you will see the results. Okay. Now, you want to check the first item. As I mentioned to you, this list or this array start with 0. Then you can just define in between the square bracket, you define the number or the index. So I want to check the index 0. So I want to put the index 0 into a variable first color. And then I want to print the first color. So the result will be red. I want to check how many items. Okay. How many items are there in a list? So you can see the length here. We want to check the number of items in the list of colors. And then if I print, then you will see 3. And if you want to see the last item, okay, so the last item, you can start with -1. Okay? So in Python, it's very unique. Let's see, now we have only 3. It's easy to distinguish the data. But when you have 1 million data, when you have 10 million data, yeah, it's very difficult to understand where is the top and where is the last one. So Python give the indexing with minus. So -1 means this is the last item. Okay. So you can see the result is green. If you want to check the item one by one, you can use the for loop. Okay, so you can do the loop, and doing the loop with the list, yeah, you can call the list which is colors, and you need to make one more variable. So this variable name can be anything. Let's say I'm making col in order to indicate any items in the color. So once I define with this iteration, I want to print the col. I want to print the col. So this will be the item. Then you will see the result is red, blue, and green. So you can define by yourself, like for example, I want to use item, this one, and then I change this to item. Yeah, that's also the same. Okay, it's also fine. And let's say I have already 3 items, red, blue, and green. Okay. Oh, sorry. I think I want to create a new list. Yeah. So you can create a new list, and this is a blank list. Blank list. A blank list is a list without any value. And you want to add an item. So in the list other call, I want to do dot append. So it means I want to add an item which is yellow. And next I want to add the brown. And then I want to add purple. As I mentioned to you, we have a sequence from top to bottom. Then if you print the other color, then you will get the value yellow, which is the first, brown, which is second, and purple, which is the third. Okay. So let's say if I have another blank list, okay, and I want to fill in the value with combination, with iteration, or with some condition, for example. So now I'm using the iteration. I have a blank list, and then I have a for loop. So this is a for loop from 1 until 11 or 10. This is until 11 or 10. This is until 10. Okay. And then for every numbers of the loop, I would like to use the function x multiply 2. Do you still remember what is x multiply 2? It is the square. Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, okay, that's correct. So yeah, sometimes we can say like x power of 2, x exponent 2. Okay. So whenever I have the value of x here, let's make it as a square. So if it is 1, then 1 power of 2. If it is 2, then 2 power of 2. If it is 3, then 3 power of 2. If it is 4, 4 power of 2, and so on. And after that, print the squares. So you will see that the result will be 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, and so on. And this will be until 10. Okay. Of course, you can see the difference. If you are making S12, then it will be until 11. Okay. So it's more complicated. Okay. When you have the list we can do something what we call as list comprehension. In the list comprehension, you can put any of the function inside the list. So for example, in this case, what is the meaning? Yeah, actually, this will show you the result the same with the previous one. Okay, so you can see this is the common statement. If you learn in Python, if you learn in Java, I think the structure will be similar. Okay, for x from 1 until 12, and then if the condition is still true, then you will do something. So this is the statement that you will do if the condition of this iteration is true. The same with this one. It means I would like to use this arithmetic statement, which is square. Okay, I would like to do the square, and the square will be done for every number in the iteration. So the structure is a little bit different, but the result is the same. So in this case, the iteration will be at the end, and the function will be the first. Okay. So you can see the result here is the same. You will see many examples like this one in the internet. Okay, if you go to Kaggle or if you go to GitHub, and if you want to get the example about the data science, there are many authors use this list comprehension. Okay, so hopefully you can understand this one. And the other things that I want to teach you is about slicing. Okay, so we will also learn in our next session. Yeah, if I want to slice, what is the meaning by slice? So I want to cut. Okay, let's say I have 10 million data, but I want to use only the first 100 data. Yeah, I have 1 billion data. It's too much. So it's a lot of data, and the computer cannot run those lot of data. So I want to limit until, for example, 100 data. Then you can do this slicing. Okay? And if the data is in the type of list, let's say this one, I have the top members. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So I can select the first two. So if I select the first two is using the column. Okay, so it's the same. If you want to see the, let's say, the first member, the first member will be top members. You need to call the list, and then the index 0. Okay, but when you want to see the top 2, you can put the column. Okay, so I will explain also in another example. So this means I want to see the element of the data from index 0 until 2 minus 1. Okay, so this is 0 until 2 minus 1. You can delete 0 because Python will understand that if it is blank, you want to see from the beginning. If you want to see the top 3, okay, or the first 3 data, then you can just put the first is blank and then put the column and then 3. Okay. So that's why I put this one: start, stop, and interval. So this is the result: Park, Lee, and Kim. Okay. So actually, if you want to put 0, that's the same. Okay. But people, oh, sorry, people usually just keep it simple without 0. Okay. Now, if you want to see from index 2 until 4, okay, this is index 2, 3, and 4. Okay, the same with the idea of iteration. So we can just have the n minus 1. So if it is 5, then yeah, it is until the index 4. If you want to copy, a list, then you can call the list and then put the column. So when you put this column, means I want to use all the data of the top members and put it into a new variable. So sometimes it works with this one, but okay, it's the same. Okay? But it will be easier to understand that you want to copy all the lists from one list to another list. You can do conditional. Okay, what is the meaning by conditional? I want to check whether Park is in the list or not. Okay, Park in top members. The result is true. Okay, because we can see Park. Okay, and we can put also not. Okay, not in. So if I want to see Lee is not in top members, false, it means yeah, actually we have Lee in the element. Okay. Okay, so yeah, the other things I will teach you in the other section. So a list can contain multiple items with different data types. So let's say if I have the data string, integer, and real number at the same time. Okay. So I can use list for that one. So special list, okay, you want to put the green and then you put the 5, which is the integer number, and 27.4, which is a real number or float. Yeah, you can do with this one. Okay. So when you learn list, yeah, you can try with this one as well. Okay. Create a list of your courses taken in this semester. So how many courses do you take in this semester? Make it in a list. Or can you create the list using input function? So if you put input function and then you type something, can you put it all those data into the list? Okay, try by yourself. Okay, and create a list of the power of 2. For example, if I input 5, then the result will be 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Can you understand? Yeah, this is so the result will be 2 power of 1, and then 2 power of 2, 2 power of 3, 2 power of 4, 2 power of 5, because the input is 5. But if the input is 6, of course, you will do from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, try by yourself. Okay, I will not discuss this one. I think yeah, you can try. What I want to explain next is tuple. Tuples are similar to lists, but the items in a tuple cannot be modified. So in tuple, we define the variables using bracket. So if you have list, you use the square bracket. If you use tuple, you will use the common bracket. Okay. So let's say in the list, I already have the copy top members. If you still remember, okay. Let me make a new cell. Okay. Let's say I want to see copy top members. So if the copy top members contains this data: Park, Lee, Kim, Choi, Cho, and Kang. Okay. And I want to change the value. Okay. This is the index 0 of copy top members. What is the index 0? The index 0 is Park. So I want to change it to my name. Okay, yeah, here. Is it possible? Okay, if I run, then you will see that the element has been changed. Yahya, Lee, Kim, Choi, and etc. Okay. So it is a list. What about if I have tuple? Okay, so this is tuple. Why? You can see this bracket. Okay, this bracket. This is common bracket. So this is what we call as tuple. Okay. And I have a collection of colors. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Now I want to see the element. Yeah. So the idea is the same. It's the same, but it's only different in the representation. It's the same as this. We can select the element using square bracket and write a number to indicate the location. And also note that the tuple start from 0 until n minus 1. So everything is the same. Okay. So I want to see the top colors. And I want to see the index 1. What is the index 1? It is orange. Is it true? Yeah, this is index 0. This is index 1. Okay, that's true. And also when you want to check this array or this position, you use the square bracket. Okay, please remember the square bracket can represent the list, and the square bracket can be the way to select the position of the data. Now, the other example is same. Okay, you can select from the last item. So the last item is violet. Okay, so yeah, it's also possible with the tuple. But the only difference is you cannot change. Yeah, you cannot change the element of tuple. Top colors is using tuple, and I want to change the element index 0 with the color brown. When you run this one, then it will be errors. Okay, Why? You guess this is a tuple, not a list. Okay. Oh, I think I didn't run this one. Okay, let me run. If I run this, yeah, if you run this, then you will see the first is orange, and then the last item is violet. And then if you want to change the value into brown, yeah, tuple object does not support item assignment. So that's the only difference between list and tuple. So whenever you use your data for your analysis, people say that it is recommended to use tuple because when you select your data, it will not be able to change. You cannot change or you cannot modify the data. That's the best way to analyze the data. But if you want to change the data in the future, yeah, you need to use this. Dictionary. Okay. We call it dictionary because we have two kind of data, which is key and value. And you need to use curly brackets to indicate the dictionary. So this is the curly bracket. Okay, so until now you already have the understanding. This is the square bracket. This is the common bracket or the brackets, and then this is the curly bracket. Okay, so it is different in Python. Now we call this is list, and we call this is tuple, and we call this is for dictionary, or later we can use also this is for set. Okay, so first I would like to explain about dictionary. So in the dictionary, we need to define the key and value, and we need to separate with the colon. Before the colon, it is the key, and after the colon, it is the value. So here, let's say I have a variable course, and in this course there are 3 elements. How can I say that this is 3 elements? Because this is 1 element. Okay, we have key and value, this 1 element, and then this is the next element, and then this is another element. So we have 3 elements. In 1 element, we have key and value. In 1 element, we have key and value, key and value, key and value. Okay, so whenever I print this one, you can see course, we have name, and the name of the course is data science. Type, the type of the course is online, and students, okay, 50. Okay, yeah, now the students is not 50. Okay, but anyway, if you run this, yeah, you can get this one. And whenever you want to call the element, yeah, in this case you need to call, there are many ways to call. So you can access a value by calling the key. So I want to see only the course name, then I can print the course name plus course name. So the name will be inside the square bracket. Again, this one, the square bracket is for the position of the data, or we want to indicate the location. Okay, In this case, I want to see the location about the name. So I want to call the name and I want to see the value. So the value of name is data science. And I want to check how many students. So based on the data, I have one key, which is students. So the value is 50. So yeah, you can just use this way to see the value. Let's say I want to add a new key value pair. So in the course, I want to add a new key. So the key is not available in the previous one. So if you check this one, the previous one, we have only name, type, and students. We don't have any information about the tool. So I can put a new key with this tool and let the value is Jupyter Notebook. So in this case, you can see that the name is data science and the type is still online. The number of students is 50 and the tool is Jupyter Notebook. If you want to see all the items at once, you can use loop. Okay. So in this case, this iteration, we can select what is the key and what is the value. So this is two variables, okay, ATT and value. Because I know that in the dictionary there will be two. And I want to call the course, this is the dictionary, and I want to check for every item. So if you see this one, as I mentioned to you, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 items. Okay, so when we go to the first iteration, it will go here. The second iteration will go here. The third iteration will go here, and the next iteration will go here. So, now you can see if I want to print every value. Okay. So note that this printing should be in a string. If you see this number, this is a number. If you don't put any string, then it will be error. I put this one as a string. So you can see the name is data science and the type is online and its number of students is 50 and the tool is Jupyter Notebook. So this str means you want to change all the value that you have in the dictionary into a string. If it is already string, no problem. But if it is a number, you will change it into string. This is only for printing in Python. You can only print the key. So you can just call the dictionary and then dot keys and then put the brackets or parentheses. So you will see all the keys, which is name, type, students, and tool. Or you want to see the values, only the values, then the course dot values. So you will see all the values here. Data science, online, 50, and Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so the last one in this section is about set. Okay. What is the meaning by set? A set is a collection of unique elements on which is unordered and unindexed. Okay, so this is the keyword. Unordered, there is no order. Sunso opsi, there is no sequence. Okay, so, and unindexed, you cannot get the index. No index 0, index 2, index 1, no. Okay, and everything in the sets are written with curly bracket. Okay, so as I explained to you, if we have the square bracket, then it is a list. If we use the bracket, it is a tuple. And if it is a curly bracket, then it can be dictionary or set. Okay. So we will see what is the difference between dictionary and set. If it is a set, then it is only a single value. So without colon. In the dictionary, you will separate with colon. So this is the key, and you put the colon, and after the colon, you have the value. Okay, but in the set, we don't have that kind of colon, so it is only a single value. So we have A, we have B, and then we have A, and then we have C, and then we have P, and then we have D. And it will be saved in the variable element. As you can see here, A, B, A, C, B, D. So set, what is set? The set is a unique. Okay. A. There are two A's. At the end, you will have only one A. So if it is duplicated, Python will not put in the set. B and B, okay, there are two B. So Python will just use only one. And then C and then D. And if you can see here, there is no sequence. It is unordered. You define A at the first time, but Python show B as the first. So it's totally random. Okay. So it is not order. And if you want to get the element, yeah, you can just print the element like this one. Okay. So I want to show you some basic operations in the set. Let's say I have S1 and S2, and S1 is 1, 2, and 3, and then S2 is 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so there are some basic operation in the set. So whenever you have your data, and if you want to integrate your data, or if you want to put all the data into one column, for example, you can do like union. What is the meaning by union? So we have 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. So we want to just collect all the data into one set. Okay. Okay, thank you. So you can sum the element. Okay. So it means we want to put all the element, put all the unique element into one set. Okay. We can have intersection. So it means we just want to see the common element in two sets. We have S1, we have S2, and the common element is only 3. So we will see only 3. So it is called as intersection. Complement. What is the meaning by S2 minus S1? In the S1, it contains 1, 2, and 3. And in the S2, it contains 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So I want to use only the element of S2 and remove that not belong to S2. And if it belongs to S1, it's also remove the element. So I just want to use the S2 minus the S1. So if 3, is there any 3 in the S1? Yes. Then we also remove 3. So we call this is the complement. Okay, complement of S1. So the result will be only 4 and 5. Oh, okay. So the last one will be S1 hat S2. So we want to see the element that exists in S1. Oh, sorry. We want to use only the elements that are disjoint. If you see, S1 is 1, 2, and 3, and then S2 is 3 and 4 and 5. Yeah. So we want to see only the element which is not intersect. So here 3 and 3, they are common element. So we want to remove it. We want to find the distinct element, which is 1, 2, 4, and 5. Okay. So the set of all elements in either x1 or x2, but not put. Okay, I guess that will be the end of this section. Okay, so maybe it's very rough. I cannot explain all the things. Maybe we can do more on the next section, how we can apply those kind of basic data structure in the data science. Okay, so yeah, just learning check for you. Okay, can you distinguish among the basic data structure? List, tuple, dictionary, and set. Okay, so please review one more time about this one. And can we use list to write elements with different data types? Yes, no? Okay, yes. Okay. Only one student answer. Okay. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So, okay, many students answer. Good. So it means you understand this list. So when you use list, you can have many data type. You can use string, you can use integer, you can use real numbers. Okay. Okay, this is the end, and yeah, I hope that it will be good for you to understand the basic of Python. And next, we will learn more about how to deal with the libraries. Okay, I will stop here.